The iPhone 17 lineup is already generating a lot of buzz, and for good reason. This year, Apple is expected to introduce some major changes across the board, and one of the most talked about updates is a possible redesign of the iPhone 17 Pro. Recent leaks and prototype renders suggest that Apple might take inspiration from Google's Pixel phones, particularly their rear camera design. Initially, reports hinted that the iPhone 17 Pro might look very similar to the Pixel 9 and previous Pixel models. However, a more recent and credible report offers a different perspective. It seems Apple hasn't finalized the design yet, and there are still a few prototypes being tested. One of these prototypes features a redesigned rear camera island that, while inspired by the Pixel, is far from identical. The concept render shared by tipster Majinboo gives us a glimpse into this potential design. The rear camera setup maintains the familiar layout we've seen on iPhones in recent years, but with significant changes. The camera island has grown considerably in size, especially vertically, making it more prominent and noticeable. The flash and sensors have also been repositioned, taking full advantage of the larger space. This gives the phone a bold new look, but not everyone is a fan of the bulky design. While Google's Pixel phones are known for their sleek, thin camera strip that stretches horizontally across the back, Apple's approach seems to lean towards a more robust, almost oversized version of this. The iPhone 17 Pro prototype appears less refined, and some critics, including the leaker, feel it might look awkward and disrupt the iPhone's usual design aesthetic. If Apple goes ahead with this design, it could also impact how the phone feels in your hand, marking a noticeable departure from the slim and sleek designs of previous iPhone models. Interestingly, there's also speculation that Google might move away from this iconic camera bar design in its future Pixel phones. For years, this feature has been instantly recognizable and has given Pixel devices their unique identity. It's hard to imagine Pixel phones without it, and it's even more intriguing to see Apple experimenting with something similar at a time when Google might be ready to abandon it. Apart from the potential redesign of the iPhone 17 Pro, Apple seems to be planning other significant changes to the lineup. One of the biggest additions is rumored to be the introduction of the iPhone 17 Air. This new model is expected to replace the current Plus variant and will focus on delivering an ultra-slim design. The iPhone 17 Air is being marketed as a game-changer for those who value portability and sleekness in their devices. If Apple gets the thickness and pricing of the iPhone 17 Air just right, it could pose a serious challenge to the Pro models. Many consumers might gravitate towards this new addition, especially if the iPhone 17 Pro ends up adopting a controversial design. The iPhone 17 Air could strike a perfect balance between affordability and aesthetics, making it a strong contender in the lineup. 17 Air live up to the hype as the slimmest iPhone ever? These are questions we'll likely have answers to in the coming months. For now, let us know what you think about the rumored design changes. Are you excited about the possibility of Pixel-inspired rear camera for the iPhone 17 Pro? Or do you prefer Apple to stick with its traditional design language? And what are your thoughts on the new iPhone 17 Air? Share your opinions in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on the iPhone 17 series and other exciting tech news. Two of the biggest heavyweights in the smartphone world, Apple's iPhone 16 Pro Max and Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra. Both of these phones push the boundaries of mobile technology, offering cutting-edge features and exceptional performance. But which one takes the crown as the best big phone of 2024? Let's dive in and compare them side by side. Design. Starting with the design, both phones have distinct looks that reflect their brand identities. The iPhone 16 Pro Max stays true to Apple's iconic rectangular shape with flat sides and soft corners. This year, it features an even slimmer bezel, allowing for a larger 6.9-inch display. Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra, on the other hand, keeps its sleek, curved edges and integrates the ever-popular S Pen, a feature unique to Samsung's Ultra series. Size-wise, the differences are minimal. The iPhone 16 Pro Max measures 163mm at 77.6mm, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra is slightly shorter, but a bit wider at 162.3mm at 79mm. That extra width allows room for the S Pen, which gives Samsung an edge in productivity. Apple, however, introduces something new this year, the camera control button, a capacitive touch key that allows for zooming and other camera controls with a swipe. When it comes to color options, Apple sticks with its sophisticated muted tones, white, black, natural, and the new Desert Titanium. Samsung goes for more variety with options like titanium violet and yellow. And for those ordering through Samsung's website, you get access to exclusive colors like titanium blue and green. Display. Now, onto the display. Both phones deliver top-tier screen technology. The iPhone 16 Pro Max boasts a 6.9-inch OLED display with a buttery smooth 120Hz refresh rate. As with the iPhone 15 Pro series, you also get the always-on display feature, which lowers the refresh rate to just 1 Hz when the phone is idle. Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra isn't far behind with its stunning 6.8-inch AMOLED display that also supports 120Hz refresh rates and an always-on feature. One advantage Samsung brings is an anti-reflective coating, making outdoor visibility much easier in bright sunlight, something the iPhone lacks. Both displays are breathtakingly vibrant, but there are subtle differences in color. The iPhone 16 Pro Max tends to lean towards warmer yellowish tones, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra has a cooler, more tealish hue. A standout feature for the iPhone 16 Pro Max is its ability to drop its brightness to just 1 nit for easier nighttime viewing, great for late-night scrolling. Performance. Now let's talk about what's under the hood. The iPhone 16 Pro Max is powered by Apple's latest A18 Pro chip, built on a second-generation 3nm process. This makes it incredibly efficient, with significant improvements in heat dissipation and sustained performance compared to its predecessor, the A17 Pro chip. Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra is no slouch either. It runs on the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip, custom-tuned for Galaxy devices. While the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 performs well, especially in gaming and graphics-intensive tasks, it tends to throttle a bit sooner than Apple's A18 Pro under extreme stress. In benchmark tests, the iPhone 16 Pro Max leads in CPU performance, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra takes the edge in 3D graphics, scoring slightly higher in peak performance. However, Apple's new chip excels in long-term sustained performance, so if you're planning on pushing your phone to its limits, the iPhone may have a slight edge. Camera next. Let's discuss one of the most critical aspects of any flagship phone, the cameras. The iPhone 16 Pro Max features a 48-megapixel main sensor paired with a new 48-megapixel ultra-wide sensor and a 12-megapixel telephoto lens with 5x optical zoom. Apple has also introduced a new lens coating to minimize lens flare, addressing a common complaint in previous models. On the flip side, Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra brings its camera game with a 200-megapixel main camera, a 50-megapixel zoom lens, a 10-megapixel telephoto camera with 3x zoom, and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide sensor. Samsung has packed in more megapixels, but remember, megapixels aren't everything. The iPhone tends to produce more natural-looking photos, whereas the Galaxy S24 Ultra sometimes leans into oversaturation, delivering more vibrant images. In low-light photography, both phones perform exceptionally well, but Samsung's larger sensor can capture more detail in some scenarios. For video, the iPhone takes the crown with its 4K recording at 120 frames per second, ideal for capturing stunning slow-motion footage. While Samsung's camera app offers tons of customization, Apple's new camera control button provides a more intuitive experience for videographers. Battery life and charging. In terms of battery life, the iPhone 16 Pro Max packs a 4,685 mAh battery, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra edges it out with a 5,000 mAh battery. Both phones are more than capable of lasting through a day of heavy use, but Samsung's slightly larger battery may give it a slight advantage. When it comes to charging, Samsung takes the lead. The Galaxy S24 Ultra supports 45-watt wired charging compared to the iPhone's 20-watt charging speed. Samsung also has reverse wireless charging, which allows you to charge other devices like earbuds on the back of your phone, something Apple's iPhone 16 Pro Max doesn't offer. Software. Lastly, let's compare software. Both iOS and One UI are polished, mature operating systems, but they offer different user experiences. The iPhone 16 Pro Max is a fantastic choice. But if you're looking for more customization options, better charging speeds, and love the idea of an S Pen, Galaxy S24 Ultra might be the perfect phone for you. Ultimately, both of these phones are top-tier devices with a ton to offer. Whichever one you choose, you're getting a powerful, feature-packed smartphone that will keep you ahead of the curve in 2024.